The Figure on Highway 101. Our first story is a classic piece of American folklore, an urban legend born on the winding, treacherous roads of the Pacific Northwest. It's a region famous for its towering forests and the sudden, dense blankets of coastal fog that can roll in without warning. This is the legend of the Bandaged Man, a tale that has been passed between long-haul truckers for decades, a cautionary story for those who drive the lonely highways at night. The legend centers on a trucker, a seasoned pro who thought he'd seen it all. The road was his office, and he knew its dangers: black ice, sudden downpours, drowsy drivers. But nothing could have prepared him for what the legend says he found on a foggy stretch of Oregon's Highway 101. It was late October, when night arrives with a sudden, chilling dampness. The fog rolled in just after sunset, common for the coast. At first, it was just wisps dancing across the asphalt. But as night deepened, the fog grew into an impossibly thick, churning wall of white, cutting visibility to just a few feet. The world outside his cab became a colorless void. The only things that existed were the rumble of his engine, the sweep of his wipers, and the narrow tunnel his headlights bored into the suffocating mist. He slowed way down, hands gripping the wheel, eyes straining for the road's edge. The quiet was immense, like the fog swallowed every sound. It was in this state of high alert that he first saw him. A silhouette on the shoulder, just at the edge of his headlight's reach. A man. His first thought was that it must be a stranded motorist, so he eased onto the brake. But as he got closer, that concern curdled into a profound sense of wrongness. The figure wasn't waving for help. He was just standing there, motionless, facing the woods. As the truck's headlights washed over the man, the trucker's brain struggled to process what it was seeing. The man was tall and gaunt, but his shape was lumpy and wrong. He was covered, head to toe, in what looked like filthy, stained bandages, unraveling in places. They were wrapped around his head, hiding any features. It was like a mummy from some low-budget horror movie had wandered onto a modern highway. A foul smell supposedly hit him then, seeping into the cab, the coppery scent of old blood and damp decay. His gut screamed at him, this wasn't a stranded motorist. This was a threat. He took his foot off the brake and hit the accelerator. The thought of stopping, of opening his door to whatever that thing was unbearable. He floored it, but he couldn't resist a glance at his passenger side mirror as he roared past. The bandaged man was turning, slowly and deliberately. And even through the fog in the grimy mirror, the trucker felt an unseen gaze lock onto him. It was a cold, predatory feeling. He gripped the wheel, pushing the truck faster than was safe, desperate to put distance between them. He started to think he was in the clear, that the terrifying vision was behind him. That's when he heard the thud, a heavy, solid sound from the back of his rig. Something had just landed on his trailer. His blood ran cold. It wasn't possible. He was moving at nearly 50 miles an hour. He tried to rationalize it, debris from an overpass, a large bird, but there were no overpasses here, and he knew, with a sickening certainty, this was no bird. The smell was back, stronger now, filling his cab. He heard shuffling, the sound of something heavy dragging itself toward the cab. He risked a glance in his rearview mirror. In the faint red glow of his taillights, he could see it. The bandaged man was in his truck, pulling itself forward. Absolute panic seized him. He slammed his foot down, redlining the engine, swerving wildly to throw the thing off, his tires screaming on the slick asphalt. Then came the banging. A heavy, rhythmic pounding on the back of his cab. It wanted in. Each impact vibrated right through his seat. For what felt like an eternity, the nightmare continued. The swerving truck, the pounding, the suffocating fog. Just as the trucker felt he was about to lose control completely, the pounding stopped. The silence that followed was almost as terrifying as the noise had been. He held his breath, listening. Nothing. He risked another look in his mirrors. The back of his truck was empty. The figure was gone. He didn't slow down. He drove like a bat out of hell until he saw the blessed lights of a small town. He pulled into the first all-night truck stop, a haven of light and normalcy, and sat there for a long time, trembling uncontrollably. A According to the legend, he eventually got out, grabbed a tire iron, and walked to the back of his rig. He peered into the empty trailer. There was nothing there. It was as if it had all been a hallucination, a stress-induced nightmare brought on by the fog. The story is a cautionary tale, one that old-timers tell new drivers. A ghost story, most say. But for those who've heard it, it serves as a chilling reminder